So you saw the title and you saw the thumbnail and you thought it was going to be another one of those videos to where it's just like, oh, it's how to gain more subscribers and grow your YouTube community. Well, not really. It is about community, but it's in the sense of morality, which is something that I don't see talked a lot about on YouTube. These past couple of years, we've seen some big creators put into some very questionable stances, whether it's IRL doxing or whether it's messaging people in a very not safe way, or whether it's being put into very questionable actions and just staying dead silent about them. YouTube themselves really have never leaned in that much unless the pressure has been put upon it, and so it's really up to the community to be the backbone, to be the enforcers, to ultimately say, hey, you crossed a line. And if you're a creator growing in 2025, I want to give you this advice. Don't cross the line. Set yourself a moral compass, because when you grow big, you start to think that, oh, hey, I'm a big channel now, I get to do whatever I want. Not really. It just means that you have more people paying attention to you. So if you're going out there and you're doing sus things, you're gonna get a lot of people talking about you, and probably not in a good way. I've seen quite a few things like this just happening and unfold, and I get to say, oh hey, I saw this happen in real time, and all this and all that, and blah 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 blah. And a lot of these situations could have just simply been with, you don't need to make it something that becomes very public and it just gets out there and just ruins your reputation and destroys everything you worked hard for. Because I believe at some point that those people who did ultimately seem like they crossed a moral line worked hard at some point to try and get to where they are now, or where they were if they're no longer on this platform and going to other platforms to try and regain what they have. But let's face it, YouTube is just the biggest platform out there. If you're trying to grow somewhere else, good luck. Me trying to grow my following on Threads when Threads is probably not one of the most popular social media apps. But that's neither here nor there. Another thing that I would say about this is you always gotta try and remember where you come from. If I ever grew to something big, I would always want to remember where I come from. And that's the idea of, I'm starting a YouTube channel while I'm in college, trying to balance growing my online following while also getting an education that is going to be more important to me in my future because of my career opportunity. I'm not doing YouTube to make a career out of it, because I put myself on a real base, and that's, hey, you can't really make a living off of this in your current timeline, so you gotta have a real plan. And if YouTube happens to be something that gets big down the line for you, then maybe you can revisit this argument. I just want to put this out there and say, no one should have to ultimately cross a line just to get big, and no one should have the idea of, oh, because you're a big personality and you're famous, that doesn't mean you get to just do whatever you want. I think it's up to us as a community to set a guideline, to set a principle, because we're in a new generation now. We're going to be influencing people who are going to look back at us, and we're going to be like kind of role models to them. You know, I remember seeing some of the creators that I grew up watching, and I've seen some of them stay really good, and I've seen some of them step away from YouTube, and I've seen some others just go down a dark path, and it ultimately destroys everything they built. So the message is here. Do not throw away everything because you think you are famous. You may have people who like watching you and feel entertained by you. But you also have a moral responsibility to always make sure that you never cross the line and that you always try and do the right thing. I don't want to see more people go down this line of, oh, hey, we get to do whatever we want. I want people who are going to be responsible and are going to try and take care of this next generation, because that's important. We owe it to ourselves and we owe it to the people who come after us, who might one day start their own channels and be like, this person inspired me and they're such a good person. That's what we need to do as a community. And that's really much all I have to say. To all of those who are starting their YouTube journey or continuing it into the year 2025, I really wish you the best of luck in growing your channel, growing your content, growing your community. And I just hope you look back onto what I said and just say, this person has a point. We owe it to ourselves and to our audience to be moral. Anyways, that's all I'll have to say. I wish you all the best of luck in your future, and I'll see you next time.